Dear everyone here in the Literary Museum and in the online feeds, it is my pleasure to announce that the 5th edition of Floating Poetry Conference's Popular Voices can be started. I'm very excited about the program we have in the coming days, which are actually very full of presentations, on the contrary to the view here in the hall. And the topic of this conference is a bit inclined towards my interests, if I may. The popular voices refers my field of research, which is folklore, and we have succeeded to engage here several people who are studying folklore. And the other aspect we wanted to stress with this Popular Voices title is the auditory presentations of poetry. If we think of oral poetry, it has always been auditory, and it can be in the form of read poetry or in the form of sung poetry or rapped poetry or some ways I don't know yet. I want to introduce you the members of our organizing committee, although you already have had opportunity to meet each other here briefly, but Ann-Sofi, Maria Cristina, Pablo, and I don't know where is Peter.
He will arrive later.
Yeah, he will arrive later, and Susanna will arrive tomorrow. So there's something to wait. And to familiarize you with the idea of, or the movement of floating poetry, I give word for a short introduction of the history of the field, or history of this group organizing those nice conferences to Ann-Sofi. You want to come here?
Maybe so that is there anyone online?
Yes, there's some people online.
Thank you. So yes, thank you, Marie. Thank you. I have to talk in the microphone. Okay. So I think first I should say a few words shortly of the history of the name of this group. So when we first started to plan the first conference, it was not called Floating Poetry, it was called in French, it was called Machiner la Poésie, which is a pun that we borrowed to a French poet called Apollinaire, writing about what modern poetry could or should become. Apollinaire, in 1917, wrote that the poets should machiner poetry the way it has been done to the world. And this verb, machiner, in French is a pun because you immediately understand it, including as a French speaker, as meaning to mechanize or to treat with machines or to turn into a machine, something that has to do with machines. Except the meaning of that verb in French is not at all to mechanize or to use any machines, but it is to foment, like to foment a coup, plot a coup. It was difficult to translate that pun, which we really liked, into English, and so we took a little step to the side, and instead of having that confusion between the mechanization and fomenting, we went for plotting, which also brings together two meanings, the one of plotting, fomenting a coup, and the ones of plotting graphs, because a lot of us simply are plotting things on graphs that try to achieve some form of meaning in the understanding of poetic texts. So we came up with that name, Plotting Poetry, and it was initially just a conference that happened in Basel in 2017. But the group of people that met there, and some of them are here today, there was a kinship that none of us had usually been able to find either in big, massive DH conferences or in more disciplinary specific conferences that we also go to, you know, French literature or Slavic studies. And so emerged the idea to keep this going for a little bit longer and to keep meeting on a semi-regular basis, and that's how the group started. So very kindly, we Peter Plechach, who will arrive later tonight, and Pablo Ruiz Fabo accepted to steer the group, so we've been steering that together for 5 years now. And it's been very nice to do that. The group doesn't need, of course, any steering, almost, because mostly what happens is that we try to organize an event once a year where we come together for a conference to share our respective works. And we did manage to publish almost 3 volumes so far. One of them is about to come out in probably October at the Goethe. One came out at the Czech Academy of Science this year, and another one came out last year at the Presse Universitaire de Liège. So the group met for several conferences. After the 2017 edition in Basel, we met in Berlin in 2018, then in Nancy in 2019, and then we were supposed to meet in 2020 in Prague, and in 2021 here in Tartu. Of course, this could not happen because of COVID, so we postponed and then eventually cancelled the Prague edition, which became a collective volume that is already out and very interesting. And we postponed the Tartu edition from 21 to 22, and so here we are. So this has been, for me, a very happy news and a happy moment that we were able to make this happen again and organize it here with Maria and Marie and with Susanna. And I have to give a special thank to the 3 of you, because the collaboration has been so easy and pleasant. And it's not necessarily easy. You said, oh, let's co-organize a conference together, but people could go wrong, it could go well. And it went immensely well. It was such a pleasure to always see that things were solved easily, that people would do things quickly and effortlessly. Well, not effortlessly, but it seemed effortless, because everybody was very cooperative. And so I really extend some very sincere thanks to the 3 of you for that collaboration, because I think everybody really enjoyed it. I would like to thank, of course, our 2 keynotes, Chris Mustafa, who will be talking tonight, and Maciej Janicki, is that you?
Yes.
Nice to meet you, who will be speaking. And hi, Chris. And so Maciej will be talking on Wednesday. I apologize for the horrible typo on the program that says that the day following Tuesday is Thursday instead of Wednesday. I take full responsibility for something I probably typed in myself instead of copying the correct information. And I also extend my thanks to the various organizations that financially supported this conference so that it could happen. So as far as I know, there's the European Regional Development Fund, the Estonian Folklore Archive, the Center for Excellence Estonian Studies, the Estonian Literary Museum, the beautiful place where we're at right now, and to a small extent, the project Mining the Common Verse, which is in turn financed by the Swiss National Fund and by the University of Basel. And I have to mention, and I'm very happy to do that, that our conference, just as all the plotting poetry activities, is endorsed very officially by the ADHO's Special Interest Group for Digital Literary Studies. And having said all of this, I just have to thank all the participants who came to Estonia today, and I really look forward to meeting the new colleagues and seeing the ones that I already know. So, thank you.
Thank you, Anne-Sophie, for this thorough introduction. And yeah, I forgot to say that our two keynotes both focus on the topics I highlighted before, folklore and audible poetry, audible specifics of poetry. Then I have a row of practical announcements. First, if you want to speak here something, you have to speak into the microphone. Otherwise, the people in Teams won't hear you. So,
Marie, so is that microphone there, or is there a microphone?
No, I will give you the microphone. If you need to ask her to speak.
Maria has one mic in her bag, and the other one is at Samuel's hands. And then, of course, I want to introduce our technical team. This is Jüri Rui and Samuel Vesik, who do all the things necessary, filming and showing slides and testing. And then we have Maris Kupariano in the background, who is our technical moderator. Some of you have already met her. Some of you maybe won't meet her ever. But she is very necessary. And all my thanks for this technical team. When we organized this conference, giving the opportunity to present online and present on site, we didn't know how many of you will come here and how many of you will stay remote. And we didn't know what to wait, but now we have succeeded to form some kind of balance. So, and the other practical announcements, on the last day, we have invented a kind of gamified cooperation carousel for participants, and this is just a mode to invent collaboration ideas when two researchers from different countries, from different specific fields meet, and then to give them the opportunity to talk with each other in some kind of organized way. This is an experiment. We don't know how it succeeds, but this is something untraditional we invented for the final closing words. instead of the final closing words. So if you agree to participate in this experiment, then please put your name in the list on the table. And also, all of you have seen the registration cells. You have to sign on the cells for European Commission in order to distribute evenly correctly the taxes of the food. And then, what else? We have still 13 minutes to fill. Anybody? We cannot start more with the presentation because maybe someone comes for just to listen to Chris, so we cannot be early. As you have noted, we do not have name badges. I thought that after some eating and wine here after the Chris's presentation, we will vote if we need the name badges, and if we decide that yes, then I will print or organize them. And also, we do not have printed programs. Do you need them? Please sign with your hand. 1, 2. The rest can use the screen here. And I will print some programs for tomorrow.
Since we have too much time, maybe we can do a round of presentations to start.
Please, throw me a microphone.
Yes.
That doesn't really need to bring the microphone.
Yeah. Tell us.
Well, I've already introduced myself.
Present your idea.
My idea, since we have a bit, we have 10 minutes ahead of
Yes.
us, maybe every person could introduce themselves.
Yes, that would be a nice idea.
So I am Sophie Bory, and I arrived from Basel.
Hi, Nils Couturier. I come from Basel too, and I'm working in the Anthropos project called Mining the Comic Verse, in which I'm working on a song and versification in the songs. So, yeah, you will hear some part of this research tomorrow in our conference. So, nice to be here, and thank you so much for inviting us. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Hi, I'm Lara Nug, and I'm also working with Nils and Sophie, and I'm doing a PhD on vaudeville. Vaudeville is a kind of theater play. And tomorrow we will show us our work with Nils about songs. And I'm really happy to be here, and I'm also coming from Basel, so Switzerland.
Thanks.
Hi, I'm Pablo Ruiz. I work at the University of Strasbourg in France. I'll be presenting tomorrow for everything.
My name is Lina Salvat, and I work here in the Estonian Folklore Archives, and mostly on Runosong typologies, and occasionally on Kalevipoeg.
Hello, my name is Antonina, and I'm from here, from the University of Tartu. I'm studying poetry, and especially Russian poetry with computational myths, and I'll be speaking more tomorrow.
Hello, my name is Maciej Janicki. I'm right now at the University of Helsinki. I'm a computer scientist by background, and I've been recently working on Finnic folk poetry and applying computer science and language technology methods there. So you will hear about it on Wednesday.
Hi, my name is Jukka Saarinen. I'm from the Finnish Literature Society. I'm working on the Finnish Folklore too, and now at the Filter project.
So wonderful to be here face to face with you. I'm Kati Kallio. I'm from Helsinki, from the Finnish Literature Society as well, working with Finnish oral poetry and actually with Maria Mikka and Liina and Maciej. Yeah.
I am Toni Bernhardt. I'm from University of Stuttgart. I'm a literary scholar, and tomorrow I will present together with Julia Koch. And we are both based with a lot of other people in the project Textklang, and we heard and read about your program, which is very interesting for us, and then we proposed our contribution, and we are very happy to be here in Estonia.
Hello, my name is Julia. I'm also from the University of Stuttgart, and I'm doing a PhD in computational linguistics about speech synthesis, and we will hear tomorrow about synthesizing romanticism in our talk. Thank you.
My name is Maria Kristina Lottman. I am from here from Tartu, and I work at the University of Tartu, and I'm a classicist, so my main research area is classical verse, but I often stumble away from this track and study different other things too, like rap poetry, which I will present tomorrow.
And my name is Mari Sagar. I'm working here at the Estonian Literary Museum in the part of it, Estonian Folklore Archives, and trying to machine the folk songs, Estonian folk songs. And I have now a question to our technical team. Is it possible that online people will introduce themselves, or is it not possible? Maris, are you there? Can you give a mic?
Yes, I will allow microphones.
Yeah.
Cameras for people.
So, please, online people, who are you? Take your turn.
Maybe they can unmute themselves.
Maybe they cannot unmute themselves.
Well, I actually hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, now we can hear you.
Okay, then I'll start. My name is Jelena Sestelja. I study, no, not any longer. I work at the University of Iceland. I'm a postdoc over there, and my main topic is Stylur síðari alda, post-medieval stylur. That's marginal poetry, poetry on the margins of prose and poetry. And you'll hear all about it on Wednesday. And thank you. Thanks for organizing this, and thanks for inviting me. It would be lovely to be with you, but that's as it is. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And I see there Taive and Mare.
Hello, can you hear me? I am Taive.
Yes, we can hear you.
I am listening to you from my country house in Saaremaa on some reasons, and I am a colleague of Mari Sarv, I am working at the Estonian Folklore Archives, and I am also specialized in Runo song and especially on Runo song melodies. Thank you.
And More?
Okay, I try open my camera, and I hope that you can hear me. I'm More, and I'm working at the Department of Folkloristics, and my main area is connected with charms or spells, as the new term and more popular term is, or with incantations, as I'm calling this one. So I'm quite close to kind of poetry and versification problems. But just now I'm very interested in your conference because I saw here some analysis about the rap music and so on, because one of my crazy hobbies is actually to analyze kind of rock music or ethno rock and ethno metal and so on, and a bit also to check what happens and how the Estonian kind of rap musicians, how they create their songs. So I hope to listen very good presentations, and I will be here and listen with great pleasure. So thank you.
Thank you. And now we have almost reached to the point where we have our plenary presentation with Chris. And now there is an option if Chris will introduce himself or if Maria will introduce our plenary speaker. So maybe I give the first option to select, first possibility to select to Chris.
Hi, everyone. Oh, it's so great to be here with you today. I wish I could be there in person. As I had mentioned to the organizing committee, this is really one of my favorite conferences in the world. It's just really an incredible gathering of people, and I haven't been here quite since the beginning. I've been coming to the conference since 2018 in Berlin. And so my name is Chris Mostaza. I teach at the University of Pennsylvania here in Philadelphia. I teach in the English department, and I'm the co-director of PennSound, which is the world's largest archive of poetry recordings. And my own work is on the history of sound recordings of poets. My book project thinks about the question of who were the first people to make sound recordings of poets, what were the contexts of those recordings, and what can we learn from them today? And I also work with artificial intelligence and machine learning with poetry audio.